I can hear your voice, but it ain't coming through your mic. It ain't coming through your mic.
It's not?
Well, when you do that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and read Bible Truth, Elder.
Today's lesson is God Demands Justice. Come out of the book of Zechariah, chapter 7, verse 8 through 14. Bible Truth. God requires kindness and mercy for the widows, orphans, aliens, and the poor. The Lord will also heal the wounds of the afflicted and shower prosperity on the people. Next name.
Memory verse.
Memory verse. Memory verse. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, execute true judgment, and show mercy and compassion every man to his brother, and oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart.
Okay. You don't need to read lesson 8. Okay, so he said we know who the orphans, we know who all that is, right? We know strangers are what?
Travelers or somebody.
People coming to the country except their God, except the one true God, right? So they, to my stranger people in other countries came in, accepted Judaism, and they was part of the family. That's what they mean by strangers. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's look at something. I gave you guys, let's see, there you are, a handout. Y'all got a handout, right?
Yes, sir.
Look at the second page. It's got like a graph. I know people's on here, they can't see this, but just for you guys to have an idea. You see it? It says what? Cyrus decree allowed the what? The exile to return.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes down, and then our circle where we come in with Zechariah and Haggai.
Mm-hmm.
So Zechariah is during a time of what? They came back out of captivity, starting to build a what?
The temple.
The temple. So you see the timeline. I wanted to show you that right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, with that being said, let's look at some background. I gave you the other piece of paper. The background of Zechariah. Zechariah ministered to the small remnants. You're talking about what? Not all the Jews.
But just
Most of them dead, scattered, but a small portion of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes,
to Jews who have returned to Judah to rebuild the temple in their nation. Like Haggai, he encouraged them to finish rebuilding the temple. His message went far beyond those physical walls and what? Contemporary issues. Contemporary issues meaning what? Other issues they was having right there because they just got back. They having all this mess going on. And other stuff that occurred, existing stuff that they got from being in captivity. Mindset, been in slavery, now they released, so all this stuff going on. And that's why I said the walls and what? Contemporaries. Okay, then it said what? With spectacular prophecy, a revelation in the what? Imagery and graphic detail. So we went through that in the imagery and graphic detail, talking about you telling the truth. Okay? Then it says Zechariah told them of the Messiah. Y'all have a handout? Okay. Told of the Messiah, the one who God would send to rescue his people and to reign over all the earth. Now notice this. He's jumping back and forth from the first coming to the what? Second coming. Okay? This says Zechariah is one of the most important books containing prophecies, giving detail belief of the coming of the Messiah, which were clearly fulfilled in the life of Jesus Christ. You know people still waiting on the Messiah, right? Yes, who's still waiting on the Messiah?
The Jews.
The Jewish people, most of them, not all of them. Okay? So it said the rebuilding of the temple, he says, was the first act of the drama of the end of the ushering in of the coming of the Messiah, because all the prophets prophesied about these things going to take place. Zechariah proclaimed a what? Sterling message of hope to those ex-captive and exile. Their king was coming. Jesus is the Messiah, the promised great deliverer of Israel. But there is also a future message which was not yet been fulfilled, the return of Christ in the end of age. That's us. Keep in mind, all that stuff has taken place. When they were there alive, they was waiting on this stuff to happen. It already don't happen. Now here we are alive. We're waiting on what? The second coming. People that went through this. What one thing we have that the rest of them didn't have, we got the Bible. They didn't have the Bible. We got the Word of God. It's more easy for us than hearing somebody hollering off a mountain and you didn't have a book back then. So as the stage has been taking place under God's kingdom, these are things that we've been profiting from. We got the Bible. They didn't have it. Some of them was confused about right and wrong. They had to learn it. You know what's right and wrong. You can read it. Whether they accept it or not, that's, of course, that's another thing. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, let's go into introduction. Your book introduction? Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
It says what? Zechariah.
Prophetic oracles.
Hold up, sister. Oh, you want to read? No, because you need a mic if you do read.
I give it.
Here. There's a mic. You can read. No, you okay?
No, hey.
We one body. Go ahead, you beat him out.
All right. Zechariah prophesied during a time of great upheaval in the Persian temple.
Persian Empire.
Persian Empire. Cambyses, the sons of Cyrus the Great, succeeded his father, who died in 530 BC.
Okay, now, they talking about Cyrus the Great, Persia, right? Y'all remember what happened, right? The north fell to who? You got to get stuff in your mind to help you along. The north fell to who? The Syrians, right? Syrians, right? And then the Syrians fell to who? Babylonians. The Babylonians fell to who? Persians. The Persians fell to who? Fell to Greeks. But we're just going to go ahead since it was. Then the Greeks fell to who? Rome. That's when Jesus came. But right now, they talking about Persia. Yes. So what? Northern kingdom gone, the southern kingdom already been gone. Okay. Go ahead, sis.
Then Darius took the throne after Cyrus's sudden death in 522 BC to inherit the job of extinguishing several rebellions that sprang up throughout the empire. At the same time, the Jews knew who had returned to their homeland were rebuilding the temple in Jerusalem. Zechariah was a contemporary of Haggai, and they had both preached to encourage the people to continue the work of rebuilding this second temple.
Okay, y'all remember the story of Esther, right? Remember Esther, a Persian guy, fell in love with her, took his wife. She convinced him to let her people go. So Cyrus the Great wrote a decree, let them Jews go back and rebuild. That's what's happening here. Okay? Go ahead, sis.
It is in this context that a delegation is sent to Zechariah from Bethel, the former site of idolatrous worship in the northern kingdom. The delegation is sent to ask whether they should continue fasting from now, since their 70th year exile would soon be completed. Zechariah begins a series of prophetic oracles concerning the time of the Messiah and the renewed righteousness of the people of God.
Okay, so y'all got a little background, because they shot through history. Okay. Cyrus the Great came in and released them. They went back, started building, okay. And then it went to that point there. Okay, now, can I get that chapter 7, verse 1 up there? Now, I know we started 8, but I want to bring you up from 1.
And
Go ahead, read, brother.
and it came to pass in the fourth
no,
year of
no
King,
speed reading so everybody can catch it.
and it came to pass in the
But not that slow neither now.
I can't get it right no more. And it came to pass in the fourth year of King Darius that the word of the Lord came unto Zechariah in the 4th day of the 9th month. Verse 2.
Wait a minute, 4th day of 9th month. Chislu. They missing it up there? There you go.
Even in Chislu.
Okay. Now, Chislu is not a place. It said the 4th day, what? 9th month. Chislu is the 9th month during the Jewish time. Like it'll be October, November. But Chislu, not a place. It's they saying the month. But you would think it's a place the way they threw it in there. Okay? All right, go to the second verse, brother.
When they had sent unto the house of God Sherezer and Regemlech and their men to pray before the Lord.
Okay? Now look at this right here. Remember in the beginning you already said, she read to my Bethel. Remember it said the delegation came from Bethel? So there's a delegation that came there from Bethel. Not anybody, a delegation. Remember they back in what? Jerusalem trying to rebuild the temple. Here these are delegation of people, these uppity people. Don't come and say we want to talk to you. Okay? And so the delegation come, they want to talk what? And it said in that verse what? And into the house of God, into
That's what Bethel means.
Servizer, and who else they said it? And no, yeah, Jimlek, but it's saying what? Ray Jimlek, okay? So we went there, okay? So they saying in the house, and the house is what? They told me they went to the temple.
Yes.
They went to the place to worship God. So they went to the temple bringing their questions to people's in there, this delegation, right? This uppity group,
Right.
okay? So go to verse 3.
And to speak unto the priests which were in the house of the Lord of hosts, and to the prophets, saying, should I weep in the 5th month, separating myself as I have done these so many years?
So what they have done is, they came down there and said, listen, do we continue to worship God and weeping and doing this like we've been doing for 70 years? Wow. Or is God coming back? Is Jesus this Messiah saying? Is he coming? So they're asking people, what shall we do? Because we've been weeping for 70 years, every day on this month. Okay? Go ahead, brother.
Then came the word of the Lord of hosts.
Every year on that month, Simon.
Then came the word of the Lord of hosts unto me, saying, speaking to all the people of the land, and to the priests, saying, when ye feasted and mourned in the 5th and 7th month, even those 70 years, did ye at all fast unto me?
Okay, now here they are.
Even to me?
Here they are. Remember the prophet, don't told them. They're going to the prophet. We've been doing it for 70 years. Do we continue? Now God said, you little rascals, you've been doing it 70 years, but have any of you ever thought about me?
Yeah.
You worship in the temple that collapsed, that was tore up, that I sent them in there to punish them. You. Now you tell me I've been worshiping the temple because it collapsed, because it destroyed by the Babylonians for 70 years. Ain't none of you say you worship me.
Yep.
You worship the temple, who I had destroyed. God getting upset in it.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all be careful. We be careful too. Okay? Go ahead, brother.
And when ye did eat, and when ye did drink, did not ye eat for yourselves and drink for yourselves? Should ye not hear the words which the Lord hath cried by the former prophets when Jerusalem was inhabited and in prosperity.
So he said what?
You didn't miss it.
Huh?
Yeah.
He said, when y'all was prospering, I sent prophets to you, right? To guide you, keep you doing the same thing, right thing. And look at you.
Didn't miss it.
You're doing this. Here you go, the same mentality again. And none of you thought about me for 70 years. The temple I had destroyed, you praying to a temple because that's the day it got destroyed, but then none of you thought about me. When you ate your food, and you drank your wine, you done your sacrifice, you didn't think about me. God ain't stupid.
Nope.
Neither is Jesus. Okay? So this is what he's saying to them. Okay? Because they all don't got into they mess again, thinking they what?
All that baggage.
That they all of this, right? So God told them during the time of peace, I kept sending a prophet, And y'all still don't listen to him. Okay, now let's get into the verses today. And that's verse what? 8. Verse 8.
Then the word of the Lord came to Zechariah, saying, that's just 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the word of the Lord came to Zechariah. This is not the first time the word of the Lord came. It came several times. He had it visions. Okay, so the word of the Lord came to him because you just heard what they went to Zechariah complaining about, this delegation. We've been doing this and this for 70 years. And God told me, you ain't been doing nothing. Not to me. So here this delegation, which say, Elder? Which say? Well, they've been going through the mess for the building, but they've been going through the motion, but they ain't worshiping God. Okay, so in verse 8, he's talking about Zechariah what? Realize that the people from Bethel, religious people, what? Are practicing similar things. The reason why they in the mess in the beginning. Because they got in the mess because they wasn't worshiping God. Now here come the delegation, act like they all what? Holy, doing the same mess. Yes, ma'am. Hold, give her a mic. She got a question. Your wife. Oh, Mike had a question? Oh. All right.
Oh. I'm going to get in trouble.
He was explaining to them that they were practicing religious rituals and their true heart wasn't involved in it with true repentance.
No, they wasn't. And that's why God got upset.
Yep.
They going through a ritual for a building, but nobody said nothing about God. And you notice something that's in all the prophets' word, even today, all the prophets and God did not like people what? Abandon his what? The widows?
Orphans,
The orphans?
downtrodden or poor.
The poor. He did not
strangers.
like that. And that's how communism took a twirl. Communism, because they said everybody should be what?
Equal.
Treated equal. Yet you got a man up in there, then all of a sudden he took it to what? Another level, and ended up what?
Rich.
Killing the orphans, the homeless, Stalin, all of them. They done the same thing. So God always said take care. Even Jesus said the same thing. Even today you're supposed to take care of the orphans. And I know, I know. Well, she shouldn't have had them 9 kids. I know. But the kids didn't do it.
Right? You right.
The kids didn't do it.
You right. You right.
You know what I mean? So you still have to do it because the kids didn't do it. Even though I know the kids grow up and then it might go on, so did the Jews, didn't they? Cycle went on and on, but God was always there to help them again. Jesus there to help us. When we mess up, the cycle goes on and on, but you try to do the right thing. And believe it or not, y'all to know that sometimes good things do come out of it. Your soul come out of it. Because if you ain't doing it, Jesus, I've been so good. I ain't done nothing wrong today. I ain't cursed nobody. I ain't done this. I ain't done that. Now I'm getting ready to get out of bed.
Now you can get out of bed.
You ain't done nothing. You ain't been out in the world yet. You're still in bed talking. Because when you go out the door, then all them things come to your face. So that's the stuff we got to deal with still today. It hadn't changed. Not from 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. It's still there. Evil is still here. It doesn't take holidays. Okay? So let's go to verse 9.
Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, execute true judgment, and show mercy and compassion to every man to his brother.
Okay? There's some commandments in here. The first one is what? Execute true judgment. What does that mean to you?
Treat them fair.
Give a mic. In case somebody, yeah.
Treat your people, treat the poor fair, treat the widows fair, treat the orphans fair, treat the aliens, the strangers, treat them fair. Be just with them.
Be just, right? With everybody.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And then there's another commandment there. He said what?
Show mercy and compassion to every man to his brother.
And show mercy and compassion. What does that mean to you?
Showing mercies mean, I should do something to you, but I give you a pass and, still treat you with love and kindness.
You should do something to you? Now you God, right? Boy, now this guy need help, don't he? Because he said, I should do something to you. No, you should not. Okay.
But mercy do mean that
What
you
you should do is what? Execute judgment, true judgment. And what else? Show mercy.
mercy and compassion.
It's compassion. Okay. And what does compassion mean?
Showing them love and understanding, being sympathetic.
Showing who?
Everyone.
Everyone?
The poor,
Even the people on the
the
street?
orphans,
Even the people on the street begging?
the aliens.
Even the people on the street begging?
Yep. Show everyone compassion.
Even the
Be
one that's
sympathetic.
homeless, he come to your house, you gonna let him in and stay?
We ain't going that far. Be sympathetic.
You gonna let him in your house and stay?
Be sympathetic.
Don't explain that. What do you mean sympathetic? You gonna let him in your house and stay? There you go. You use some wisdom. Use some wisdom. Because you don't know. You can put him up to a place, but be careful you letting come on. You gotta use some wisdom. This is 2,000 years later, 3,000 years later. We got some people here that's a little different. They were same thing back then, but remember, this was Christianity. This was the Jews were supposed to be doing to one another. All the laws was for the Jews first. Everything you read in the Bible, Old Testament for the Jews first. They was the ones that supposed to drew the whole world in by the way they act, by the way they behave, so people could see it. Okay? But use some wisdom. Okay? Show compassion. Why did you need to do all three of these? What was another reason? What did you do to be saved? Nothing. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing to be saved. You can't. Only way we can be saved is righteous through Jesus. You can't do nothing because you can't go see God when you go to the other side because he's holy. We got to have somebody to go for us. A mediator. Because God said what? God said the penalty of sin is what? Death. How many of you have never sinned? You dead. That's why we got to have Jesus. Because we're not holy. That's why if God came here today and you looked at him, you dead. Because you can't see God and live. He's too holy. Only through Jesus. And who was Jesus? God in the flesh. So God had his own self killed for us. He showed what? That's why it's some love. We're talking about love. We don't know what love is. If we do, look at Jesus. Who's going to come to the world to die for us? Come out of his glory, who he created. He's going to let who he created put him to death. Huh? That's what? Right judge. Show compassion. He's love. So we're supposed to try to do them things. Because none of us perfect, but we're supposed to try to do them. Okay? Because when you get to the other side, if Jesus ain't grabbing you by the hand to take you up, somebody gonna grab you by the shoe to take you down. Okay? All right, let's go to the next verse.
10. Come on, anybody?
10. Hold up.
Yeah, because he got a good voice.
Give
We
him
need to
the
hear
mic.
this one. Yeah, Pass and review. Come on now. Hey.
And oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor. Let not your imagine evil against his brother in your heart.
Okay. This is another command by God, right? Refrain from what? Exploiting or mistreating those who are in need of protection and support. It's another commandment from God at this point here. So he said what? People who need your support, don't turn your back on them. Don't turn your back. And I had a friend of mine who was Command Sergeant Major, and we came in together. We wasn't good guys, but Lord, I guess Lord saw something in us. We made it through careers. We both had good careers. But he came to me one time, so I'm gonna go there and do this, blah, blah. I said, don't you, hold up, man, hold up, brother. Remember when you done this, and I done that, and we done this, and we done that, and we done this, and we done that? Somebody gave us another chance. You go back, don't forget where you came from. You go back and get that joke, that sergeant another chance. Help him. Somebody help your tail, because I was with you, in me. So that's how we can get complacent. Forget where well, sometimes it is good to forget where you came from. But I know what you're talking about. But people help one another. Somebody gave me another chance. Whether they're a Christian or not, I don't know, but they gave me another chance. And I apologize. I repented to people I didn't know if they knew God or not. I said, I'm sorry, I messed up. Hey, forgive me. Many times. But my career was successful, and so was his. So we're running these challenges. And this is what God tells us. This worldly stuff, but still spiritual stuff, you're supposed to be, you don't throw nobody to the roadside. I mean, you don't go with him. You stop helping them when you can't help them anymore. When they just refuse. But don't give your house up to them. You know what I mean? Have some wisdom. Have some wisdom. Just like when you loan money. I'm going to Cincinnati. No, I ain't gonna say nothing because I'm on the air. So, but I ain't gonna say nothing on the air because they might be waiting on me. But God is saying what? Show compassion, right? Take care of them. Okay, let's go to verse 11.
But they refused to hearken and pull away the shoulder and stopped their ears, and they should not hear.
Okay. Now, who is God talking about?
Yeah, the Israelites or the people of Israel.
The people who came from Bethel, the delegation, asked them, should we still be doing this? Now, here's God chastising, telling them that you ain't been doing nothing. Y'all ain't been taking care of the what? Because you still got widows, you still got orphans. You just came back out of what? Babylon. You still got these situations, and you ain't doing nothing for them. You come to me talking about what? Like you so holy. Should we stop praying for the temple? God beating them on them. Through who? Zechariah. Okay? And he said what? Have y'all harping? He even told them they stopped their ears, didn't he? You know how your parents try to tell you something and your parents try to tell you something, you say, I'm 17, now I'm 18. I don't need you to tell me nothing.
You didn't say that in front of them because they'll knock you.
And you hit the road. I remember Temptation made a song a long time ago. Runaway child running wild. Y'all remember that, some of y'all. And what that little joker do? He crying. I want my mommy. He wanted to go back home, didn't he? Because he didn't want to listen. Then the sun went down, heard an ambulance, he got hungry. I want my mommy. Right? Parents tell you to do something, and you say, what? I do it on my own. I'm grown now. And you are. You have a choice. You do. Right? And then you grow up and have a child.
Revenge.
I'm telling you, boy, I'm 18 now. I don't need you anymore. I'm grown. And the cycle goes what? Hold on. But you still do it. And I'll tell you why. My dumb tail got in trouble. I thought about what my daddy said. And that's how I got out of it. But I didn't want to hear him when I was there. But what he did say helped me when I got in trouble. Because I thought about I remember he said this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him, yeah.
Now, if you'd have thought.
So the same thing here. We're Christians. Same thing. We're going through cycles. We Christians going through cycles. Things change. Got to hold on. Got to hold on. Okay? Got to hold on. But things are going to change. But hold on to Christ. Situation going to always be different. But hold on to Christ. Okay? All right, let's go to 12. We can do another reading. We're going to make Mike read every bit of them, are we?
No, he already gave up the mic.
Okay. He gave it up already?
Yeah.
All right. Did we do 11? Yeah, we done 11.
Yeah, he did 11.
12. Okay. He said what? You jokers are running up here talking about what you've been doing. You ain't listened to the law. What's the law? The 5 Torahs. You ain't listened to the law of Moses. You ain't done none of that because you ain't taking care of these widows. And you ain't listened to the prophets, right?
Right.
So what's wrong with you? I'm trying to tell you, you're not doing it. So you tell them how messed up they are. Because you said they what? They didn't harp to nothing, did he? He said what? That was at 12. And the prophets therefore came in great with what? In the Lord of hosts. So the prophets brought the message from me to you. Moses gave you the message, the 5 Torah. You got Moses, you read his, you got the prophets, and yet you're going to run your tail up here talking about you so holy. And ain't doing the book said, you ain't keeping none of my word. Because if I come down here and see you, poof, you dead. Right? So we can hear the word come from different people. If they what? In the gospel. In the gospel. Because God can talk to a jackass. He can talk to somebody else. You just got to know the difference between the voices. Which one is the devil? Which one is yourself? Or which one is the Lord? And how you know if it's the Lord? Spirit will let you know. And how you know it's yourself? When the Spirit ain't telling you. And how you know it's the devil? When it's going against God. Know the difference. Know the difference. Okay? Verse what? 13? All right, 13.
Therefore it is come to pass that all he cried, and they would not hear. So they cried, and I would not hear, said the Lord of hosts.
Here's God said, okay, y'all crying now. Y'all gonna be crying like your ancestor cried. Right? Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. I don't send these prophets to tell you what to do. You got the books to tell you what to do. You ain't listening to them. You ain't listening to the prophet. Now you're going to get your butt in trouble again, and you're going to tell, help me, Lord. And the Lord going to say, what? Did you hear me? Now you want me to hear you? I don't hear you because you didn't hear me. Now don't y'all go out there and do that. This is God. You know what I mean? This is God, okay? Read 14. You need a mic. In case somebody hit me. Now here's God saying what? I've been I've been crying to y'all to do the right thing, to Torah, the prophets, to do the right thing. Y'all ain't listening. Now you get in trouble. What do you say? The song Temptation said, I want my mommy. Lord, can you hear me now? You hear me now? What do you say? I don't hear you. You didn't hear me. I don't hear you. 14.
But I scattered them with the whirlwind among all the nations whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, but no man passed through nor returned, for they laid the pleasant land desolate.
Okay, here's God telling them, I've done the same thing to your ancestors. I sent the prophets, they had the book, they wouldn't listen. They crying, oh Lord, hit them the Babylonians, help me Jesus, help me God. They didn't say Jesus back then, they said God. Help me God, he said what? Too late, y'all don't cross the line, right? Now he's telling them, y'all better do the same thing that they done. You're going back in the same cycle again, and I done it to your ancestors, hadn't you learned? Didn't you see Peter go to jail for robbing a bank? And you want to rob banks too? So God is letting them know what? I don't done this before with you, but God is always what? Merciful. He gave you a chance. He gave you conditions. We got a condition now. Till we cross the line, then it's about become unconditional. This thing we do today is conditional. We got to accept Jesus Christ. Because it said, no man gets to the Father except by me. That means everybody in the world. And Jesus had so much sympathy, he said, what? Okay, y'all don't believe I'm the Son of God? Believe me for the works I've done. Who else raised people from the dead? Who else put people's ears on? Who else done this? Nobody. You're just a good prophet, though. We believe God with you. You know? This is things that's happening then, these things happening today, too. It's not over. We're all going through it. Okay? So what he's trying to do in this Old Testament is tell them that what you done caused you to get beat up. If what you do today will cause you to also get what? Beat up. Because he's a holy God. What he said he must do, he can't take back because he's God. He's holy. He created everything. Who do we have to compromise to? Nobody. It's God. Listen, Jesus wasn't created. The devil was. The devil was a fallen angel that God created. Who you think, who done the work? Jesus created him. That's why the Jehovah's Witnesses got it all mixed up. Talking about they brothers. Ain't no brothers. Jesus wasn't created. He didn't have a time. The angels was created for God's pleasure. You was created, me was created for God, to worship God. We was created. So don't think the devil is equal with God. Don't think the devil got everything. He's in charge. He ain't in charge of nothing. He ain't in charge of nothing. God allowed, God gonna get rid of him when he get ready. Okay? All right. Any questions? All right. That concludes Sunday school for today.
What an amazing worship experience we just had. Our prayer is that something lifted up your spirit that will help you get through the rest of this week. If you are ever in the El Paso area, our prayer is that you would come and join us at 5928 TROWBRIDGE Drive. We can't wait to see you. Ways to give are on the bottom of your screen. And again, we thank you so much for joining us in worship. Have a great week in the Lord, and we'll see you next time.